Hey folks, Max from Woodsman's Finest here. Welcome to another episode in my Grip to Tips series. I'm pretty excited to do a little chrono testing today. Sorry, I'm looking slightly burned and probably slightly tired. We just went for about a 10-12 hour mountain alpineering tour here in the mountains of Salzburg, between Bavaria and Salzburg in Austria. It was incredible. And on the way back we decided to stop by my friend and hunting partners, or mentors I have to say, Vincent's his archery club, and I wanted to take the opportunity to test a range of bows that I just got in that I'm pretty excited about. These here are all Bosen limbs, and we've got one Bosen riser. Now the cool thing about Bosen for me, first of all, I waited for this stuff for 3 years. These are all original Bosen designs. They have been extremely popular, especially for the longbow limbs that I got really excited about. And then because of COVID and a couple of other things, it really took 3 years from February 2020, when I first asked Lucas if they wanted to collaborate, until April of 2023, until they arrived. And I can just say that it really made sense that these guys took that long to perfect or to develop their limbs, because I'm extremely happy with them. And I think this is, first of all, as they are an original design that Bosen wanted to do, and second of all, because they took this long to come out with them. I think these products are going to be very interesting for people at the price range. And yeah, this is already more rambling than I wanted to do, but I'm pretty excited about these. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be checking my draw weight. Sorry for the changing lighting conditions, it's evening here in Austria. I'm gonna be checking my draw weight with each of the bows, and then I'm gonna tell you what weight the arrows are that's gonna be used for the chrono testing. We've got their RCX limbs, which is a static recurve. As you can see, some would call it a super curve, but it's actually static recurve, in long on their Bosen Reaper riser. So that is going to be making an 64 AMO, I think it's called, bow. Of course they're significantly shorter because of the aggressive limb design, so this is a 64. Then we've got what I was originally mostly excited about, because I'm a longbow guy at heart. So the Bosen ILF longbow limbs. These are the 5th pair of ILF longbow limbs I'm testing, and I don't want to promise too much yet since I'm not done with testing, but these might be the most promising out of all of them, and cost a fraction of some of the ones that I tested. And you know how I'm testing. I put them on many different risers, check them with different limb pad angles on different risers, different brace heights, and these are XLs, which is good for an ILF longbow limb. And I'm gonna go into that at length. And those are actually on a 17-inch Titan Mark 1. That's the one that I reviewed recently that I absolutely adore, so check out that video. And then a very promising setup, sorry for that, a very promising setup, medium RCX limbs. So these are long ones, medium RCX limbs on my 19-inch WF19, and this seems to be a really winning combination. And so these are mediums on a 19-inch riser, so they make a 62-inch bow. But of course, since this is such an aggressive limb design, it's a very short bow, very stable, and I'm gonna go over that, like I said, in the specific video about it. I reviewed the WF19 recently as my beloved Franken bow. And so if you haven't checked out that video, please go ahead and do that. But without further ado, let's get to testing here. Alright, first things first. We're gonna take a measurement of weight of each of these bows. The way that I'm doing that is that I get, first of all, I'm gonna get my draw length. So I have a little bit of a rubber band here on that measuring arrow. And so with the fixed crawl, of course, the arrow is going to be pulled a little bit less, but I just gonna sticking out a little bit. I think my draw is right around 27.5. Perfect. Okay, so this is my draw length. If I'm pulling it a couple millimeters less or more is not going to be of concern to me right now. However, first measurement, so these are going to be the Bosen RCX medium limbs on a WF19. $49.7. Let's take a measurement 3 times. $49.7. One of the big advantages of these limbs, all of them carbon foam, seem to be that they're extremely consistent. $49.7. I don't know if you can see this. All right, next one up. I'm so excited about this one. So this is the longbow. Beautiful piece. 64 inches because 17-inch riser with long, X-long, I wanted to say. Limbs. Let's set this to 0. Pulls really smooth and nice. 49.7. Incredible. I ordered all of them 50 pounds. Let's take a little bit of a fixed crawl. Should be a little bit less. Actually, it's a little bit more. No, it's 50 on the dot. Let's give it a third one. I haven't mounted a fixed crawl on here yet. $49.3. Might be me. Okay, so we went from 49.3 all the way to 50.2. So let's take it in the middle somewhere. Let's just call it 49.7. Same as the other bow, basically. Just a different draw cycle. Obviously. And last but not least, the Bosen Reaper riser, which is a rather deflex 19-inch riser with the long limbs. So this is gonna be measuring, in theory it should be 64 inches, but obviously it's a little bit shorter. I've also had them already on the WF21 and might actually review it that way because it's also a great combo. Smooth. 48.7. I need to go up on the brace side on these a little bit, I think. I can tell from the hooks that they're a little bit too extreme and the bow is not shooting as quietly. 48.7. So these RCX static recurve limbs seem to be extremely consistent. 48.7. So both of the RCX limbs actually pulled the exact same weight 3 times in a row. That tells you a lot about the build quality, the consistency, and the consistency of carbon with foam. Next up, let's shoot him through the chrono. Hey folks, Maximum Woodsman's Finest here. It is another day, obviously. Different outfit, different place. We actually didn't have any batteries in the chronograph, so I came out here today. It's a little bit late in the day as well, and I don't really know how to switch this thing to feet per second, so it's gonna say everything in meters per second, right? So, but I'm gonna put all the feet per second down below as well. It's gonna be in meters, and I'm gonna, write it down here somewhere in one corner. Let's see. So we're shooting first of the 3 bows. It's gonna be 3 or 4 even. It's gonna be the WF19 with the medium Bosen RCX limbs. We measured this one at 49.7, and we have an arrow weight of 530 grains. So we're right around the 10.5, 11 grains per pound. And I really love this combination here. So without further ado, let's shoot a couple through the chrono. And so far it has really looked to be extremely consistent, which I've also talked about when I pulled this bow before. The 49.7 3 times on the dot with the arrow, with the weight gauge, and it looks like the weight, the speeds is pretty much comparable in consistency. 55.6 meters. 55.9 meters. The consistency of these limbs is really interesting. 56 meters per second. So we had 55 point whatever. I'm just gonna put the average below, but I'm gonna do another 3-shot group. Another 3 shots, and then we're gonna switch to the next bow, but extremely promising in my opinion. Quiet, 55.3. 55.5. 55.5. Super consistent. Alright folks, here's another bow that I haven't showed you before, or rather a different combination. I thought it would be super interesting to throw the long version of these RCX limbs actually on my beloved Titan. Because that thing, it makes a 62-inch bow, like I said before. These are extremely compact because of the static recurves. So I'm gonna do this combo as well. So that means in the end we're gonna have 4 different bow combinations, 4 different combinations of limbs and risers. I just gonna quickly wanna gauge this one here for you, so we know what we're actually talking about in terms of arrow weight and speed. I have set the little rubber band there already to my draw length. And I give you 3 pulls like the other bows. Really cool combo. 48.7. Zeroed it again. Little fixed crawl. Give it another one. 49. Zero again. And last one. 49. So I'm gonna call it 48.8, 48.9. Let's just call it 49 for this purpose. We're shooting arrows that are 530 grains, so we're scratching 10.8 grains per pound, I would call it. So let's give it a couple of shots. Above 10 grains per pound. Super great hunting combination, really interesting blind bow. All right, here we go again. That's a 53.9. 54.1. 53.5. Slightly different geometry. Also keep in mind that I only have a 27-inch draw length. So these weights and the efficiency is even gonna go up with someone who has actually a 28-inch draw length. But already for me, pretty impressive. I'm gonna talk more about tuning these limbs in the specific videos about, or like in the videos about the specific combination. Don't worry about that. One more set of arrows and then we're gonna switch to the next bow. But very impressive. in my opinion. 53.5. Super consistent, really consistent. 53.9. 53.4. So like I said, super sweet. All right, folks. Now I'm here with probably my personal favorite. Like I said before, this one's gonna be something. We've got about 50.5 pounds, like I measured before. I think it was a couple days ago, but I see it in the video. And I just measured these arrows here. There are 520 grains is the arrow. So we are right around 10 grains per pound and a little bit beyond, just slightly beyond. And just such a great way to measure the speed by just going 10 grains per pound. And you know, 10 to 11 is also a really great hunting weight. Without much more rambling, let's give her. Slight crawl. Wow, 53.5 meters per second means that we are right around probably 175 feet per second out of a longbow. Quiet, 53 meters per second. .5. So the consistency of these limbs is really blowing me away, I gotta say. Sorry, camera just like switching around. Lighting is getting pretty bad. I'm sorry, folks. I hope it is holding up. Yeah, I'm pretty excited, I gotta be honest. The consistency of all of these limbs that I've been testing so far from Bosen, not only in terms of draw weight, but also in terms of speed. Plus minus just like probably 2 feet, 3 feet or something like that. Really not much at all. And I'm just like pretty much rushing all of this process today just because I'm heading off to Alberta in a few days and I'm just want to get a couple of videos done. And I'm so excited about these limbs. And I've never done a video like that, just like going through different bow and riser and limb combinations. Just talking about speed, but I just wanted to know what is possible and if my feel about these limbs is right. Now, let's give it another one. Another thing that I'm absolutely excited about when it comes to this, like I said, this is the best ILF longbow combination I've ever come across, and I've tried a lot of them and I was about to give up. But the sound of this thing is almost non-existent. Like, it has the most pleasant little thud. 53.1. We're still within the 0.5 meter window. And this type of consistency, especially hunting, is so important that I can really trust my gaps. 53.7. 53.7. This thing is fast. This fast. It's not stacking and it gives me with the XL length. I'm not even gonna talk about all of this. I wanna really go into that kind of stuff when I do the dedicated video about this longbow. But I'm happy. Alright guys, last but not least, let's talk about this combo here. The long RCX limbs from Bosen on their proprietary, and I still have the measuring arrow on their proprietary Reaper riser. 19 inches, pretty cool riser. I'm gonna talk about it, of course, in a dedicated video. A lot of deflex, nothing not to like about this thing, and makes a 64-inch together. I just measured it once more. We're coming in around 51 pounds at my draw on this thing as well. And we're shooting again, as you have seen probably the whole time, the Easton 6.5 arrows. I love those arrows. They're just amazing. Watch the video, the dedicated video about those shafts. And in general, please like and subscribe, of course. Let's do this. Last but not least. $55.8. This combo seems to be the one that really gets me, even at my 27-inch draw, over the hump on these static recurves. $55.8 again. $56.7. What a hunting setup that is. Talking about hunting, my camera is actually hunting a lot in terms of autofocus. One more round. Just built a new string, or built up a new string. J.S. Cobson strings, just the best strings on the market. 56.2. That means we're well above 180 feet per second. $56.2. Consistent. Just consistent. $56.5. Wow. So I think we're in the neighborhood of 185 feet per second with a hunting arrow that weighs 535 grain, which is nearly 11 grains per pound. Oh no, in this case it's actually, sorry, in this case it's exactly 10.5 grains per pound. So folks, I want to wrap it up with that. I'm not going to talk too much about the company, the limbs themselves, and all of this other stuff. I really want to take my time in the Grip the Tip series, and I really dearly hope that you guys enjoy this kind of stuff. Yeah, thanks to Alpen Optics and to Top Hat for supporting the channel as well. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. It's super important because I'm taking really a lot of time out of my schedule, running around and stuff. Like right now, just heading to Alberta in a couple days. But I wanted to get this video in because I'm excited about this product, and I really wanted to bring this to you guys as soon as I possibly could, because I usually don't do a lot of recommending this and that and the other and blah blah. But if I'm making any claims about a product and that I like it and why I like it, I want to back it up with something that's actually measurable. And yeah, if I'm talking about a riser and I show you how much deflex it has, for example, and why that is good for the geometry and the forgivingness of the bow, that's one thing, or the riser rather. But in a limb, it's difficult to quantify. So sometimes, despite me not being really a speed kind of guy and like a fast and the furious kind of guy, sometimes it's just cool to have something in terms of numbers. And in this case, I'm very impressed and happy. I never thought I'm gonna be someone who likes a super curve, or in this case a static recurve, you know, because this stuff's usually like just, yeah, beyond me, and I don't want to deal with it, and I want to keep things kind of rather simple. But this stuff's cool. The weather is changing, the light's gone, I'm tired and cold, but I'm excited. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna see you guys next time.